The conference room overlooked the rain-soaked skyline as Serena Ashcroft quietly took her seat across from Brielle Voss, whose polished confidence seemed to fill the room long before she spoke, while Monica Ellery, the human resources director, carefully arranged a stack of documents with the uneasy expression of someone who already knew the outcome would leave a permanent scar on the company's future. Brielle smiled with practiced charm before announcing that Northbridge Strategic Systems was embracing a bold new operational vision, explaining that Serena's position no longer fit the company's direction, and that her responsibilities would immediately be absorbed by the executive leadership team without any formal transition period. Serena listened without interrupting, her calm composure making the silence far more uncomfortable than any angry reaction could have achieved, because she had spent years learning that emotional outbursts rarely changed corporate decisions while careful preparation often did. After quietly reviewing the separation documents, she thanked Monica for her professionalism, wished everyone success with genuine courtesy, collected only her personal belongings, and walked out of the building carrying nothing except a notebook that contained years of legally approved project, references, and public documentation she had personally organized throughout her career. That evening, Serena settled into the peaceful home office she had slowly built over many years, intending to close one chapter of her career with dignity instead of bitterness. Yet professional instinct encouraged her to perform one final review of the agreements she had helped negotiate for Northbridge's largest accounts. As she carefully examined the documentation connected to Atlas Dominion Energy Consortium, she discovered a recently executed governance appendix requiring that any leadership transition on the project receive formal written approval from both organizations before operational authority could be reassigned. A safeguard requested months earlier after several high-profile infrastructure projects had suffered costly disruptions caused by sudden management changes. Rather than reacting with anger or searching for revenge, Serena drafted a brief, respectful memorandum summarizing the contractual requirement and forwarded it to Northbridge's legal department, emphasizing that the message was intended solely to prevent an unintended compliance violation that could affect every organization involved in the partnership. She then archived her records, shut down her computer, brewed a fresh cup of tea, and watched the evening rain fall across the city, completely unaware that the quiet email she had just sent would become the first thread in a chain of events that neither Brielle Voss nor the executive team had anticipated. Early the next morning, while Serena enjoyed the rare luxury of an uninterrupted breakfast, executives inside Northbridge Strategic Systems gathered around an emergency conference table after receiving formal correspondence from Atlas Dominion Energy Consortium requesting immediate clarification regarding the unexplained leadership change. As legal counsel Gideon Hale compared the signed governance appendix with the company's recent restructuring decisions, the room slowly filled with stunned silence because every signature, approval date, and compliance requirement confirmed the same uncomfortable truth. The organization had ignored a binding contractual obligation that Serena herself had insisted on creating months before, believing it would protect both companies from unnecessary operational risk. News of the compliance issue spread through Northbridge Strategic Systems faster than anyone expected, but the growing concern was fueled less by financial projections than by the realization that Serena Ashcroft had quietly built systems and relationships that no executive had ever fully understood until they suddenly disappeared. Declan Mercer, the company's founder and chief executive, ordered an immediate internal review, and every report pointed toward the same conclusion. The firm's strongest client partnerships had been maintained through Serena's judgment, institutional knowledge, and credibility, rather than through flashy presentations or executive slogans. Meanwhile, Serena received a phone call from Marcus Ellison, a respected consultant at Ironcrest Advisory Partners, who had followed her career for years and admired her reputation for solving impossible business challenges without seeking attention. After listening carefully to everything that had happened, Marcus offered her the opportunity to lead a new strategic advisory division, where experienced professionals would focus on protecting long-term client relationships, instead of chasing short-term executive trends. And Serena accepted the invitation only after making it clear that integrity would always remain the foundation of her work. Within weeks, Atlas Dominion Energy Consortium informed Northbridge that it would continue its projects, only through Serena's newly established advisory practice, explaining that continuity, trust, and proven expertise were essential for infrastructure programs involving public safety and long-term investment. The decision stunned competitors across the industry, not because Serena had celebrated her departure, but because she had earned such extraordinary confidence through years of consistent professionalism that clients willingly followed her leadership without hesitation. Back at Northbridge, Brielle Voss faced difficult conversations with the board of directors, who concluded that successful organizations could not be managed through assumptions, personal influence, or polished speeches alone. Declan Mercer publicly accepted responsibility for allowing experience to be overshadowed by appearances, promising sweeping governance reforms, stronger oversight, and a renewed commitment to recognizing employees whose quiet excellence had too often gone unnoticed instead of being properly valued. Months later, Serena looked across the bright conference room of her growing firm as a new generation of consultants prepared for another major client meeting. And she reminded them that lasting success was never built on titles or ego, but on preparation, honesty, and keeping every promise made to the people who trusted them. Please subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends and family. We create entertaining and inspiring stories for our viewers, and your support helps us continue making great content for you.